graders, in lesson 2, we're going to review the order of operations. It's the order that you do operations in when you have an expression that has different operations. Adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. And you have to do these steps in this order. So you have to complete all of the work that's inside parentheses first. And if there is multiple different operations inside the parentheses, then you have to follow the order of operations inside the parentheses as well. So if there is powers and subtraction in the parentheses, you have to do the powers first and then the subtraction, and so on. Once you do everything in parentheses that you can do, then you move on to the next step. Do all exponents. Complete all the exponents before you multiply or divide. Then do all the multiplication and division in order from L to R. What does L to R mean? Bethany? Left to right, yep. And then do all addition and subtraction in order from left to right. Right? You understand? Okay, good. Let's go through some examples. So, from your book, the first example, 4 plus 15 divided by 3. Oh, this is the same thing 6th graders are working on right now. 4 plus 15 divided by 3. So if we make a list of our steps, E, M slash D, A slash S. That means you do both division and multiplication in those steps. Then you have to show your work by writing the answer underneath the work that numbers that you're using or the operation that you're completing. So 15 divided by 3 is 5, and you write the 5 underneath the 15 and the 3. That completes step 3. So now we can go on to step 4. Okay? Watch this one. Example 2 in your book. 3 times 5 minus 8 divided by 4 plus 6. So, there's no powers, there's no parentheses, there's no exponents. Do all multiplication and division. 3 times 5 is 15. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Then bring down the addition and subtraction. And this is all in the same step, so we can just write the answer underneath. Once you are completing the same step, you can do that at the same time. Okay? So I can do 15 minus 2 plus 6 all at the same time because it's all part of the 4th step. 15 minus 2 is 13, plus 6 is 19. Okay? So, does everybody understand that? When you're doing the same step, you can do that on the same line. All right? Just like I did before, I did step 3 all at once. 15 and 2. Okay? I didn't have to write 15 minus 8 divided by 4 plus 6, and then 15 minus 2 again, because the multiplication and division are in the same step. So I can do that in the same line. Okay? Any questions on that, Peter?
What if the division part, what if like the two numbers aren't divisible?
Well, the two numbers will be divisible.
Well, yeah, but like they don't end up in an even, would you go into a decimal or?
You may have to go to a decimal,
Okay.
probably not this year, but as you get into advanced algebra,
Because I
you'll be
was
working with
looking
harder
at-
numbers.
I was looking at our assignment. Number 2 is, oh, never mind.
Okay,
I just
so-
said it wrong. Yeah. No, I thought it said 36.
okay. Let's look at a couple that have division in them, the division bar. So, for example, number 16. Number 16, that's what, this one's in your homework, so you might as well copy it
Yeah.
while we work through it together. Parentheses 6 plus 7 plus 8 over 3. So, can you identify these operations? What operation is this? Yep, that's times. A number next to a number separated by parentheses means multiply. What about this operation? Allison. That's division, yep. But I thought, wait, 7 divided by 3 and 8 divided by 3, neither of those are divided by 3. So what do we have to do on the top and the bottom before we divide?
You have to add the top 7 plus just 9.
Right.
And you add just 5.
Yeah, yep. So one of the things that I want you to recognize is that when you have an expression that's written above the division bar, it's kind of like having it in parentheses. In other words, you need to simplify this first before dividing. Even though the order of operations says you're supposed to divide before adding, this is another way of writing parentheses, meaning that the parentheses then change the order so that we do the addition before the division. Does that make sense? You have to simplify this before dividing it. So then you can work this out. 12 plus 15 over 3. Now, do we do this plus or do we do this division next? Matt?
You do the division on 15 and 3, and then it would be 5, and then
Good.
12 plus 3, and then 17.
Right, and so write 5 below it, because that's where we write the answer so that we can bring down what's left. And then if you're out of room like I am, you can write the equal sign. Okay, or write it underneath. And always circle your answers when you're doing computation. That way you can easily find them later. Okay? Read it? Anything else?
Why can't you just do 12 plus 5 and then just do 17? Why do you have to do the extra?
You know what?
The extra.
Like, why can't you just do right away 15 divided by 3? Because it's a simple number. Everybody should know.
What? You mean
Why do you have
to show all the steps?
Why do you have
because
to?
you have to have proof of your answer.
But just like in the other one that you did last time, you didn't you said because multiplication and division are in the same thing, we don't have to show it. So why can't we just do 5? 12 plus 5.
Because you're doing 2 steps at once then. You're adding and dividing, and that's not in the same step.
Yeah,
Adding and dividing are not in the same step. Allison.
Number 8, instead of using the dot, we use that scale.
Number 8.
Yeah, use the X.
Uses the x. Yeah, the book still uses the x when there's no variables being used. I wish they wouldn't do that because I think it's confusing.
So does that mean the variable x?
No, it doesn't mean the variable x. In this case, it does mean times. Yep. Any other questions?
So what do you see x?
Okay, I'll just let you get started. And if you have questions, I'll come around and help you, okay?
What's the assignment?